Dwayne Noel, and I was born and grew up mostly in Kentucky, between Kentucky and Tennessee and Texas. And then I left Tennessee when I graduated high school and headed to the Northwest and went to Alaska from there. Started actually working with horses a little over 30 years. I grew up riding family and friends' horses every chance I got. And of course, growing up in Kentucky, a lot of horses. And so we had friends that had horses, and every chance I'd go over there. I went to summer camp, and they had horseback riding there for $2. You could go ride a horse. And so Mom and Dad had given me, just a few dollars to spend on snacks and stuff while I was there. And I spent it all in like the first 2 days. And so I'd go and then hand them my $2 and go again. And then I was down at the swimming pool, and I can't swim. I can't swim a lick, never could. So we was splashing, playing in the water, and some of my buddies was jumping off the diving board, jumping at an angle so they'd try to glide all the way over to the side of the pool. And I thought, well, I bet I could do that. And one of my buddies said, if you'll jump off that diving board, I'll give you $2. And I thought, well, shoot, $2 is another horseback ride. So I climbed up there and jumped off that diving board, but instead of diving at an angle towards the edge of the pool, I just stepped off. So the lifeguard came in and pulled me out. They dragged me up on the side and knocked the water out of me and got me going. And so I got up and dried off and went to my buddy and collected my $2 and went and put my jeans on and went for another ride. So it's been, from the beginning, it's been a passion. I was not a strong, coordinated, athletic boy. And when I was on a horse, I felt like I was on something that was strong and athletic and graceful and coordinated, all the stuff that I wasn't. Those instances where I was connected with the horse, I got the athleticism and the power, the strength, and the grace from them that I didn't have by myself. With the horse, I became something more than I was without the horse. Horsemanship should be a relationship built on communication between a prey animal and a predator animal. And that's what it should be. That's the understanding with which it should be approached. And all too often, that's not how it's perceived. Successful horsemanship will teach you the importance of humility in communication. It will teach you to communicate with another living being where communication is not easy. In the old days, everybody had animals. And so children grew up having to take care of something whose food and shelter and livelihood depended on them. It wasn't about them. It was, I have to go take care of something outside of myself. And then as we grow up, it's the same thing. But in today's society, everybody is so self-centered and so inside of themselves that they can't step out of themselves to figure out, what do I need to change? What do I need to do to take care of something else that is depending on me? I wanted to help young people get into this, but get into it with a leg up, get into it with a head start. And so I wanted to start a school to help young people get into this lifestyle, but get into it right. My wife and I had tried to start this school several years ago, but it never did come together. And then we started this YouTube channel, just kind of on a whim. We didn't have any goal. But after a while, it grew so quickly and so unintentionally. We started getting a lot of feedback on there. Hey, if you'll start an actual school where you teach this stuff, I'll sign up and come. And after a while, we got so many of those, we're like, you know what? We'll start a school. So the school literally grew out of the YouTube channel. So my granddad in Kentucky owned a farm on Dry Creek, and I spent a lot of time there as my youth. It was really formulative for me in developing my love for horses and for the life. Dry Creek comes from the farm, my granddad's, that I partially grew up on. Two of the biggest enemies that a man has in his life is the same two enemies that a man has in a relationship with a horse, and that's pride and being a slave to time. It's not about you. It's not about me. Whatever that horse does, it's not about me. And so if I'm going to be a successful horseman, I can no longer be a slave to my own arrogance, my own pride, and I cannot be a slave to time.